So the title of my personal narrative today is Kokoro, and I decided to title it that because it is a story about the first time I ever tried out for a legit, for lack of better words, volleyball club. And this took place when I was 12 years old, and I'm going to be using open focus because it's like I'm just talking to you guys, telling a story. I started playing volleyball when I was only 9 years old. After a few years of playing at the beginner level for local teams, I decided I wanted to try out for a real volleyball club called Kokoro. At the ripe age of 12 years old, my parents drove me 15 minutes away for tryouts, and I remember being extremely nervous. The other girls trying out for the teams were growing taller than me and were clearly higher in skill level than me. But still, I was passionate about the sport, and it was what I wanted to pursue. I remember walking into the gym of 4 courts, separated by no walls and just space. The tryouts were separated by age group, so all the other girls trying out for the same team as me were also my age. That year, it was for what they called the 13s team, since the players consisted of 7th graders, mostly all the age of 12 or 13. It was extremely tough. At the beginning of the tryout process, the coaches introduced themselves, ending the introduction process with the owner of Kokoro Volleyball Club, RT. RT informed all the girls that with the number of people trying out, there would only end up being one team that year, the 13 ones. I had convinced my best friend at the time, Kate, to come try out with me. We played 2 different positions, so we did not feel a real sense of competition between us. Kate and I were split up in the beginning of the tryout process to go test our skills with the girls who played the same positions as us in order for the coaches to compare the competition more accurately. Everyone else in my position was impressively good. I was mesmerized at how quickly, aggressively, and accurately the other outside hitters could spike the ball to the ground on the other side of the net, and I was immediately very intimidated. Throughout the course of the tryouts, while all the other girls were getting positive encouragement from the coaches, all I was getting was a jersey full of sweat and felt as if I had not only disappointed myself, but my parents, who had come to sit and watch the process in the folding chairs with the other spectators. One by one, as the tryouts went on, each girl was taken aside by either a coach or RT and was offered a position on the team or told to go home. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw my friend Kate get taken aside, and immediately I was nervous for her. After a short 2-minute conversation, I saw her leave with a smile, hug her parents, and it only made me even more excited for my own one-on-one. The end of tryouts came, and I had not gotten a one-on-one conversation. I looked around to find about 8 other girls who had not gotten one either. RT called all of us and our parents to the folding chairs and sat us down for a conversation. I will never forget what he said. Unfortunately, based on the results today, we cannot offer you a spot on the 13 ones. However, you have all qualified to stay for the next hour and try out to make a spot on the 14s teams if you so choose. After this conversation, I looked at my parents. I was ready to go through the whole process all over again in hopes of getting a spot on a team, any team. I just wanted to play volleyball. I was disappointed and embarrassed that my best friend got on the team of her dreams, and I was stuck to repeat the whole process with no guarantee of making a team still. The tryout started for the 14s age group, and I was even more intimidated this time around. I knew every girl in the gym was a year older than me, slightly taller than me, and even more skilled than me. However, I still did not give up. By the end of this session, I was finally taken aside for my one-on-one. RT pulled me aside and congratulated me, saying he would love to offer me a spot on the team of 14 twos, the number 2 meaning it was the second best team of the 14s age group. I was so excited. Looking back on this experience, I think what helped me get a spot on the team was as much my perseverance in the situation, even more than my volleyball skills. I never got much playing time on the court during the tournaments, but I made some great friends that I still talk to today. Of the 8 girls offered to stay and try out one more time, I was the only one who decided to go for it again. I've never been more exhausted physically and mentally than that day, but it taught me to never give up when told no, and that there really is a silver lining in every bad situation. I ended up playing volleyball again for Kokoro the next year and making the 14-1 team. The couple years I spent playing highly competitive volleyball not only kept me in shape, but taught me great lessons in punctuality and accountability. I attribute a great amount of my character today to what I have learned from playing for Kokoro Volleyball Club, and I know that had I left that day without giving it a second shot, I would still be regretting it today. Thank you.